Andy Burnham's managed to remind me of one of my own jokes. Back when I used to be in the old sales game, if it was like the end of my sort of billing period and I needed to make some money from, you get it sometimes where you were just close to hitting your target. So the trick to that was, if you're on the last day and you just needed like a certain amount, not a lot, you couldn't go chasing the world, but if you were just chasing a few £100 or about £1,000 in profit, what you do on the last day of the period is you'd ring all your best customers and encourage them to move along anything that was going to be ordered next week into this week. It can do that for you sometimes. So, well, give me the order now, and do it now as opposed to Monday, because it matters more now, because I need to get paid. There's a certain cut-off date. And I used many a spiel, but there was this guy I used to work with, and he owns a restaurant now. He's a very charming fellow, Johnny, and he used to rattle at people saying, like, I've got 2 daughters and they're growing all the time. Have you seen the price of children's shoes these days? And he used to do that, and he used to lay in with that and then say, and all that, and it was so funny how he used to just twist it. And I'm like, I'm going to use that. So I modified it too. Do you know what's going to happen if I don't hit my sales target? So what? I said, well, I'm going to have to borrow money in order to go to the pub. And my friends have got kids. And have you seen how quick kids grow these days? And have you seen the price of children's shoes? Like, you not helping me is going to affect them. And it's like, because it goes so far off onto creating the world of this guilt trip. You could get people fucking rolling around, and it'd be like, you could get laughing so much thinking about other people's fucking kids of whom I've borrowed money from in order to go to the pub. And you could take it so far out and keep it deadpan and be like, and you could have people dying laughing. You could get it where you get on a roll with it and they'd put you on speakerphone and they'd all be crying laughing at you. And you'd end up with the order, right? And once you'd done it once and you got the laugh from them, next month came round, it'd be a matter of, don't make me tell you the story about the kids' shoes again. Now, come on. And they'd start laughing again. But the kids thing, it's like, Andy Burnham reminds me of the imaginary other people's kids suffering joke, right? Which in real time to me is funny, because it's gone so far away from the subject that it's trying to invoke emotions from people. You can do something about this. You can make it so them kids have a better life. All you've got to do is place that order so I don't have to borrow money from the parents, because, trust me, if I tap their dad up in the pub and say, look, can I borrow 50 till next month? He's not going to be able to say no to me, trust me. And you'd be like, oh, this guy's the biggest bastard in the universe. And it'd just be a huge, great big, manufactured, absurd guilt trip. You come out the other end of it and you're like, dying laughing at that one. But Andy Burnham, when push comes to shove, when people got in his face, what did he run to? My sick kids. I'll hide behind my sick kids. That guy's likely now, in his diary, publicity stunt, let's go and visit the kids at the children's hospital. Let's get photographed, masked up, with glasses on, like that, with a little kid with pipes up his nose who's struggling to breathe. This is what you're doing with your emissions, right? That's the defence they're doing. They've thrown a sick kid imaginary photograph, Andy Burnham, smoke screen, and they're not actually addressing that it's a matter of, well, hang on a minute. Nothing. None of this, well, the guy next door to me has got the same version of the vehicle I've got, but mine's a van and his is a car. How am I polluting and he isn't? Why am I being charged and he's not? Doesn't address anything like that. Doesn't address any kind of absurdity, any injustice, any as to where it's a matter of what you're asking these people to pay is off the scale. He blamed people's campers and mobile homes being classed as vans and LGVs and HGVs, some of them, and said that's not my fault, that's the DVLA, and you'll have to take it up with them. Like, that's not your fault either. It's like, there's a joke I like, right? When you're faced with like lots of criticisms, like when people can come up with 100 different reasons why what you're doing is going to be a disaster, right? What you do is you figuratively hand them one of these and see if you can trick them into doing this. Oh, I used to play with these when I was a kid. Excuse me, what were we talking about? And imaginary sick kids, that's one of them. You know, you can just dive out of the way of that. You don't have to catch it and say, oh, sick kids. Well, let's have a go at that puzzle, shall we? Excuse me? It's like, here's a distraction for you. What is it? It's a jumbled up Rubik's Cube. But this jumbled up Rubik's Cube is my sick kids. Every time you turn the ignition of your vehicle somewhere in the world, a kid dies. I don't know how you can live yourselves. It's like, have we reached that level of discourse? I mean, obviously, I've taken it 100 miles past absurdity, but is this the way we're going? And the answer is, when that's all you've got, it's all you're going to use.